Hi everyone, I hope you're well and you've had a good week. Welcome back to your weekly Pilates class. So I hope you've been enjoying the videos. Today I thought we would try a slightly different foam roller class. We're going to do a mostly standing class today because I think we need it. I think with everything that's going on at the moment, we need a bit of va-va-voom. Okay, so we're going to be focusing on the lower body strengthening work and some balance. Okay, so this is a slightly shorter class because it is more high intensity. So pick and choose the classes that you do depending on obviously how you're feeling that day. Okay, so take things at your pace today, and don't overdo it. Okay, you can always go back to the video. That's the beauty of these posts now. If you don't feel you're quite ready for a certain level of an exercise, you can always try as you've been as you do them progressively. You can revisit. Okay, so all you need today is your foam roller. We're going to start with the foam roller out in front of us. So we're using the foam roller more today as stability, more as a something to just keep us steady in standing. Okay, so it's going to tilt forwards and backwards, so don't worry about that. So feet together, fingertips on the foam roller, and just get that sense of, as you lengthen through the spine, gently push down through the foam roller, and you should feel your abdominals pulling in towards the spine, away from the foam roller. So by pushing the foam roller down, it helps activate the core. Okay, so gently have this pressure throughout. Maintain this contact, this connection with the foam roller. Okay, so we're going to start with some light squats. So knees together, back straight, sitting back into a squat. So we inhale, reaching our tailbone long, squeezing our knees together, activating our adductors. Inhale and exhale. So the foam roller is just tilting forwards as the arms reach out in front of you. Shoulders down, spine long. 2. And hold it there. In this position, we're going to tilt the pelvis underneath us, so into a posterior tilt. Exhale and look down, and then reverse, look forward, anterior tilt. Exhale, inhale. So draw the abdominals in towards the spine to round the lower back. Next one, we're going to tilt the pelvis as before, but then rolling all the way up. So we inhale into a squat, exhale, posterior tilt, and rolling up. So moving fluently through the spine, just starting to warm up the vertebrae in the lower back, waking up our deep abdominal muscles. 2 more. Getting that sense of tilting the pelvis to mobilize through the spine. Okay, back into standing. Next one, we're coming into hip extension. So with your left leg, we're lengthening the leg away from you. So you're trying to keep the spine neutral, okay, so you're not feeling it too much in the lower back. And then coming into knee tuck. So tucking the tailbone under into that posterior tilt. So rounding like a C, and then lengthening. And exhale. So using the roll to steady you. You might feel a little bit wobbly on that right leg. 2 more. Reach and exhale. Really tuck that knee into the chest. And we're holding it here. And we're going to pulse with our knee tucks for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and lowering down. Okay, next side. We're reaching with our right leg, reaching along, and then tuck in as you exhale. Inhale, reach, extend, exhale, tuck, reach, extend, knee tuck, reach. It's quite a challenge, this one, with your balance. So use your roll. Does this side feel different? And we're holding here for our pulses. Exhale. Really rounding the spine, pulling the tummy in. And back into standing. Good. Okay, next one, coming into hip abduction. I'm going to come so you're seeing the front of me. So foam roller out in front. And we'll start off with just bring the leg out to the side. So it's out and a little bit further back from the body. Okay. So feeling this in that side of the hip. If that feels quite comfortable, we can add a knee dip. So just bending the, bending the right knee. Just make sure the knee stays over the middle toe. Okay, keeping that knee tracking. If you want a little bit more work on this standing side, we can do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hold it here for pulsing up, up, up. Try and keep absolutely still. Feeling that burn into the hips, deep into the hips. And 3, 2, and 1. And stand. Whew. Okay, let's see how the other side compares. So starting off with hip abduction, out to the side, long spine. So you can stay at this level if this feels challenging enough for your balance, your control, and you're feeling it into the hip abductors. If you want a little bit more, add a single knee dip. Choose your level today. And 4, and 3, and 2 and 1. Hold it for pulsing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and come back into standing. Okay, last one in this series. It's called Arabesque. So foam roller is out in front of me as before, just my legs won't fit in the screen otherwise. So for this one, the leg comes out backwards, so you're bringing the body into this T and then come back. It's a little bit more challenging on the balance. So reaching the leg long and then come back up. Reach, really try and keep steady, grounding through the standing leg. Really gripping with the foot evenly. And 2. So the standing leg can be slightly bent to give you a bit more control. You should be really feeling this on that right standing glute. Good. Okay, we're going to swap sides. I'm going to give you a progression if you want it, okay? So you can have your foam roller in your arms as you're balancing. It's obviously a lot more challenging for the balance and also generally the strengthening effect. Okay, so just carry on as before, either foam roller in front, or for this side, standing on your left leg, have the foam roll out in front of you. So I'll demonstrate the other modification. So we bring the foam roll forwards as the leg comes up and the roll comes down. So reaching, as you're reaching, you're squeezing the foam roller to give you some more stability with the upper body. It will help you. Inhale, reaching, exhale to stand. 2 more. And last one. And back down. Okay, lovely. I don't know about you, but I can feel my glutes. Let's stretch them out. So foam roller in front of you. This is the first way to do this stretch. So in our figure of 4 stretch, so right ankle on left knee, reach the foam roller in front of you and sit down into it. Okay, so you're feeling the strong stretch into the glutes. Lovely. So sitting into the stretch a little bit deeper. So it's a dynamic stretch. You're activating, you're balancing, and you're also stretching deep into that right piriformis. So just breathe into it, enjoy the stretch. And swap sides. Another way you can stretch if you want a little bit more of a balance challenge, this is your workout for the day and you want to maximize the effect. Sitting into the stretch, holding the foam roll overhead. So it depends on what your focus is. If you really do want to deepen the stretch, you might want to have the foam roll out in front of you so you can sit into it a bit more. If you want to work on your balance, this one is more effective. Sit a little bit deeper. Relax your shoulders. Good, and 3, 2, 1. Coming out of the stretch. Lovely. Okay, so holding the foam roll out in front of you, and feet now hip distance apart. Let's roll down using the foam roll, gently squeezing each end. Inhale, exhale, nod the chin to your chest, and rolling all the way down, feeling the hamstrings. Soften the knees. Inhale, deep into the lungs, and exhale. Send the tailbone down, hollow the abdominals, and really position the spine into standing. Inhale, exhale, rolling down. Inhale, exhale, rolling up. And last one. Exhale, peeling the spine down. Now at this point, we're going to anteriorly tilt the pelvis, so sending the tailbone up to the ceiling. Okay, lengthen the spine and bring the roll out in front of you and reaching into extension. So you're working those back extensors and then lower down. And again, lift and lower down. So you're really thinking of reaching your tailbone long, lengthening as you come up. 2, and 1. At the base now, just twist the foam roller out to the side and the other side. So getting some rotation, keeping the spine long, looking through the arms and up to the ceiling. Also feeling this in the legs. You can use your legs, your kind of elbow to pivot on your knee to give you a bit more of a counter stretch. And 2 more each side. And stretch. Last one, each side. Good. Inhale and exhale, round the spine, hollow the abdominals and roll to come up. Okay, place your foam roll to the side now. We're not using it now. We're going to use just ourselves, okay? So a little bit more challenge with the balance. I'm going to place the hands behind the head for this one. So we're going to do the arabesque again, but using and challenging our balance a little bit more. So I think if I'm actually standing facing this way, that's going to be a bit easier. So as before, standing on the right leg, we're going to lower ourselves into our T. And then coming up and coming into our knee tucks, looking down. So it's a whole body exercise this. It's challenging our balance in our frontal plane. Exhale and round. If this feels too difficult, you can have your arms out in front. Okay, that gives you a bit more control. And then place your hands on the knee. So your arms are in front, into our T, and then round the spine, looking down, pushing the knee into your hands. And we're doing one more. And we are actually now going to place the hands on the knee, rounding the spine, and we're pulsing, pushing the knee, so really thinking of activating our core for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And standing. You might feel that in your ankle. That was quite a challenging one for our ankles, that one. Okay, find your hand position for the other side. And we're going to reach our leg long. So as we're moving the head, looking down, this is obviously a lot more challenging than just balancing in a standing position. Okay, so do it nice and slowly, and knee into the chest, and lower. If you can't bring the leg up as high, don't worry. It's more about just keeping the control and staying on that single leg. Keeping your knee in line with the second toe. So keeping that leg, that standing leg, strong. Good, one more. You might have your arms forward. We're now going to place the hands on the knee, rounding the spine and pulsing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Woo! Still with me? Okay, so we're moving on. Okay, so next one we're going to come into, let's just stretch out the foam roller, come back into standing, just stretch this out into a side flexion. So squeezing the lower hand, pulling up into the foam roller. Inhale, exhale, back into standing. Inhale, exhale, back into standing. So feeling that stretch all the way down the side of the body. And 2 more each side. And lowering down. Okay, let's now come back in onto our mat lengthways, and we're going to roll down back down and reaching the foam roller now down onto your mat. And we're going to come down onto the mat now momentarily into our 4-point kneeling position. So your shoulders are over your hands and the foam roller. And you can either be in this position with your knees bent. Okay, we're going to do what's called a mountain climber. So I'll show you the standard position. So into a plank position, and we're bringing our knees in, or you can be in a 4-point kneeling position, bring your knees in. So just as before, we're thinking of activating our core as we're drawing our knees into the chest, okay? So we exhale as the knees come up, okay? And think of rounding the spine, okay? That will work the deep abdominals more. Okay, so we're going to do 10 on each side, alternating. So choose your position. So either in a 4-point kneeling position or in a plank. And we're going to pulse for 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, and 10. Lowering the knees. We're now pushing up into a downward dog. If you feel uncomfortable with your wrists, you can just have your hands on, on the mat. Pushing up into a downward dog position. So really reaching now the tailbone long up to the ceiling, sinking the shoulders and feeling the stretch in the calves. So reaching your heels one by one, reach them away. And we're going to come from this position, just stretch, stretch, and hold it there. Bring your right leg more into the center, and we're sending your left leg up to the ceiling, and bring the knee in to the body, and sending up and into the body, and up and in, and 2, and 1. And we're going to bring that left leg all the way, if you can, all the way onto the foam roller or onto the mat, depending on your flexibility and control. Okay, so in this position, hands off the foam roller, we're coming into our hip flex stretch. So flatten the right foot and sending the body forward, so you're feeling the stretch to the right front hip. Okay, reaching your arms up and open. Let's add some rotation. Hands on the shoulders and twist, just side to side, just getting a bit of rotation. That might make you wobble a little more, so just challenging you in different ways. Good. Hands onto the foam roller now, and now straighten that front leg and bring the toes up to the ceiling for a hamstring stretch. So reaching your tailbone long, sitting, so you're hinging now into this stretch, keeping your back straight and pushing above the thigh, above the knee, just gently pushing that down so you're feeling a really nice, strong hamstring stretch. Good, and ease off. So place your hands back on the foam roller, come back into 4-point kneeling, tuck the toes under, into a downward dog, bring the left leg into the centre now, and stretch your right leg up, and knee to the chest, and up, and knee to the chest. So really lengthen the leg up and in. And last one, bring that leg all the way forwards. You might have to reposition the foam roller a little bit to get the foot onto the roll. Sitting now into the hip flexor stretch and reaching your arms up and circle. And circle. Circling the arms, squeezing your shoulder blades. Nice round circles for this one. Sink a little bit deeper. And 2. And 1. Hands on the roll. And now bring the foot now with the toes up. Sorry, you can't see my foot, but the toes are up to the ceiling. Leg is straight. And now straighten the spine, hinging forwards from the hip and gently push down above the knee. So feeling a strong stretch to the back of the right thigh. And sinking in. Lengthening your tailbone away from your heel. This is an important stretch for your lower back. You can put a lot of pull on your lower back if you have chronic hamstring tightness. So it's good to address your hamstrings to help offload your back. Good. And just coming out of that position, softening the knee and roll the roll towards you. Okay. Tuck the toes under, knees hip distance apart, and exhale. Lift the knees, and we're holding, we're holding, we're holding. Hold, strong shoulders, and we're pulling up, 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 back into a downward dog position, and walking your feet towards the roll into this position, folded in the body. Inhale and exhale, lengthening the tailbone, coming back into standing and facing the front. We're going to finish off just with a last balance exercise. So bring your feet into a Pilates V, and we're going to come back into our squat. So squatting with our knees wide. And we're going to lift your heels up. Okay. Standing, keeping your knees up, your heels up rather, and back into a squat with the arms overhead. And down. And up. So the heels stay up for our last burn of our quads, of our calves, and 3, and 2, and hold it there, and down, and then up, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and 10, and lengthen the tailbone, squeezing those adductors, and you are done for the day. Come back into standing, feet hip distance apart, and we inhale, lift, and open, inhale, and open, inhale, and open. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the class, everyone. You might feel this class in a couple of days in all the right places, but you've worked hard. I hope you enjoyed it, and tune in next week for something else. Take care, have a good week.